Welcome. Welcome to you, Daily Antidote of Song. Here we all are today. How wonderful to see all of your faces coming in. How wonderful that we are here, that we are supported by Carpe Diem Arts, the wonderful Carpe Diem Arts, and it's day 1379. Thank you, Carolyn, for reminding us every day. That's so wonderful. And this is the last day of our very special New Year, New Friends week, which for some reason doesn't trip easily off my tongue. I have to really think about that. New Year, New Friends. And it's the week that Busy Graham, we want to say a big thank you to Busy for introducing her, just some wonderful contacts to us, wonderful singers, wonderful hearts to become part of this community. So can we just send a shout out to Busy to say thank you for all of this week of wonderful introductions to the Daily Antidote. And I'm sure today is going to be absolutely delightful, as all the other days have been. So in a moment, I will introduce you to David Charles Griffiths, who is our guest singer, pianist, extraordinaire person today. But first of all, let's do as we always do, and let's welcome us all into the room together. So welcome David from Maryland. Welcome Jojo, who is in her car, but is normally from Tacoma Park. Thank you, Erin, and welcome for all of your tech work. Welcome to Busy Graham. Hello. Welcome to Marcia Yale and Delhi and Anne in Knoxville and Elizabeth in California. Susan G, hello, in Cincinnati, and Martha Wagner, and Julia in Ontario, and Arlene Baxter in Berkeley, and Clive in Birmingham, UK, looking very distinguished in that room there. You look like a kind of artistic shot. And welcome to Sheila in North Florida, and Cricket, and Ellen, Kate Galloway in Charlottesville, Bonnie in Denver this time. That took me by surprise. Hi, Bonnie. Anne in Nashville, Bob Gesser, Luda and Mark in Victoria. Thank you for your customary heart. Ruth in Birmingham, hello. Carolyn in snowy Boise, how lovely. Polar opposite here, but it's nice to see you all wrapped up. Linda in Orcas Island, welcome to you. And Kathleen in Albuquerque, Jim Harkless, I'm singing your name today, welcome to you. Sue Miller in Seattle, Chuck Hakeem in Detroit, welcome. Kevin Ennis and Rainbow Lone Star in Floyd, Virginia. And Bob on his iPhone, Anne in Silver Spring, Sandra Moore, Annette in California, Bob, Lee, and Bear, just the one today in Massachusetts, Deborah in Kentucky, welcome. Nancy with her wonderful cow from Washington State, Renata in Wisconsin, Stu Storm from Massachusetts and the Zoomiverse, Fred from Silver Spring, LMG in Connecticut, Jane Stolinitz, Sandy in North Carolina, welcome, welcome. Sarah in Texas, Gary Powson in Massachusetts, the Curly Tops are here again. Jane in Texas, Jan Meyer, I hope I've said your name right, Jane G in Maryland, and Tyler. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's take a big breath together. And let's beam some love. Can we send a little wave or a little heart to our live stream people? Thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining us on whatever platform you are on. It's great to have you with us as well. So, very, very happy to introduce our guest for today, who is David Griffiths, who is a composer, a pianist, and a vocalist. I love what's written at the very front of his website, which is David Griffiths' voice powerfully proclaims God's message of grace in word and song. I just think that is a beautiful opener to what he does. He has degrees in music and theology from Columbia Union College and a master's in vocal performance from the Peabody Conservatory of Johns Hopkins University. He's a prolific composer and pianist and was awarded International Singer-Songwriter of the... Hang on a moment. I've done this in shorthand, and I've got ASS, Association, International Singer-Songwriter Association of Christian Songwriters of the Year 2009. I hope I got that right. He's published a book of sacred worship music, The Praise and Worship Experience Songbook Volume 1. He's also a wonderful singer, obviously, which is why he's here. And he's done a lot of classical work. And he's also a speaker and a preacher, and has preached for several revivals locally and even as far away as South Korea. So it's just a few of the wonderful things I was reading about him before coming on. So David, it's great to meet you. and I'm going to hand over to you to sing your song, and then we're going to learn some more about you and have a chat. So please take it away.
All righty. Thank you. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. No more moaning, no more moaning, no more moaning over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. They'll be singing, they'll be singing, they will be singing over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
Yeah. Oh, that was so wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope you can see the appreciation on the screen.
Thank you.
That was glorious. I have to say, that was a treat to sing harmony with you from here.
Oh.
Gorgeous. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it's such a wonderful song. So meaningful and so needed to keep singing that song. And I know that we're going into Racial Justice Week next week, so it feels like a perfect serendipity that you've chosen that song as well. And I know that Jim Harkless, who's part of the Washington Rebels, I believe, also sings this song is big for them as well. So it's kind of a very good kind of fit for us today. So yeah, do you want to what What was the inspiration to bring that song today? What was in your heart when you thought, that's the one I'll bring?
Um, well, a couple ideas. Um, First of all, I'm just um, grateful to have known Busy Graham and been able to do some musical events with her. She was um, a blessing to me in allowing me to be able to conduct a chorus, Carpe Diem chorus at the Kennedy Center. And I really enjoyed that experience. And so one of the songs that I know that people have enjoyed is this song. For me personally, in my life's journey, I've had um, the realization that the way that we frame things is so important for the energy that we bring to the world. And sometimes we become discouraged and drained by all the things that we read about or see on the news. And so it's important that I've found for me, for my sanity, for my energy, to really frame things in terms of hope, in terms of what it is that we aspire to, so that the joy resurfaces and so that we have the wherewithal to make progress for justice, for peace, and for a better life for those who are in the struggle.
Yeah, beautifully put. And to sing about freedom, that's just so wonderful. Just to sing those words is empowering, I feel like, when I sing that. And the melody is just so beautiful and timeless. So thank you so much for bringing that. And your wonderful piano playing. I loved your very quick recovery there. That was classy. Bringing the keys back in. Wonderful. Yeah. So is there anything you'd like to share about what you're doing at the moment in the world? What are you working on at the moment, David?
So, yeah, I'd like to share a little bit about my journey today. So, if you knew me 10 years ago or more, in terms of music, there was a certain life. I was minister of music at 19th Street Baptist and just done a live recording and released a songbook. And that was my world. But my world has changed a lot in the last few years. When the pandemic started, a friend of mine did a Zoom, not unlike this Zoom, and he got some of our high school friends together. He called it Dudes Chat. And we got together to really encourage one another. And one of my friends, his mother just passed away, and he asked me if I would sing a hymn every morning on Facebook to help him get through the difficult time of his loss. And I paused and I thought and prayed about it. And to me, the invitation wasn't just my friend Kevin asking for help. It was really a divine invitation. David, life hasn't gone the way you hoped it would. Things aren't the way that you thought they would be, but will you still give your gifts in service towards others? And so I told him yes. And so after doing that for a while, it blessed Kevin, but I realized that people who didn't know me wouldn't discover me. And so I did some research, found this guy named Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, if you've ever heard of him, entrepreneur expert. And he said the best place for growth on social media was TikTok. And I had thought TikTok was just for people who could dance, and that's not my gift.
Yeah.
So I got myself a coach. I laser beam focused on the one platform. And currently I have 1.3 million followers on TikTok.
Whoa.
And so interestingly, you hear stories about people becoming influencers and doing this full time. So my prayer and my desire was to be able to grow to that point. But little did I realize, about a year ago, I had a little over a year ago, I had gotten COVID that became long COVID. And then I had to resign from my teaching position in middle school, as well as an adjunct at Washington Adventist University. So now all of a sudden my prayer got accelerated. I had started a company to help people learn how to connect with the people they want to serve through social media, but that had just gotten started. And so then suddenly I found myself in a place where, oh, wow, now this is all that I'm able to do when I'm not struggling with the anxiety and the brain fog that I'm having that I don't understand from this post-COVID or long COVID experience. So
Mm.
the irony is I have 223,000 followers on Instagram, and I have close over 6,000 followers on YouTube and 42,000 followers on Facebook. But it's been in the most difficult, challenging time of my life because I
Wow.
haven't really been able to give all of my wherewithal to serve or to monetize. And so the things that I can do, I found it's important to frame with expectation with the things you can do. So every morning I pray on my social media channels. I play hymns by request, usually once or twice a week. And I've started coaching people on how to grow on social media. And it's been a slow journey, but it gets better as time goes along. So I'm able to share. It's overwhelming all the people that reach out that want, um, that they say thank you or they want encouragement or they want help or counseling. But at the same point, it's worth it because what I have to give is making an impact even when I'm not 100% of what I would like to be.
Yeah. Wow. This is an amazing story, David. And like, it feels like it's when I read your bio, it's like, okay, so that seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that feels like a kind of previous life in a way. And this is now your
Yeah.
life. This is, and I've heard this for so many people, like that time, that COVID time was such a pivotal one and it's taken people in all sorts of different directions. And it sounds like serendipitously what's happened for you is like you couldn't have planned it and it just wove its way. And how wonderful that you're like social media can be such a kind of drain, but it can also be such a beautiful way to get your message to people. And there's so many amazing things on TikTok and Facebook. And so that's just so inspirational to me. And I might employ your services to get out there more on social media.
Wonderful.
That's so great. So do you have I wonder if Erin, have you put the link to David's TikTok and everything in the chat? Excellent. So we can go there and find out. How amazing. So that's going to be your main focus now, I guess, to spread that your message on those platforms.
Yeah. So one thing that like if there's someone who is starting that journey of figuring out social media, um, like if I could visit myself 2 years ago, um, one thing that I would encourage is to get, of course, mentorship. Someone who's already done it will help you get further faster, but find people who are good at what you're not good at and partner with them, whether you're
Yeah.
bartering or if you have resources that you can hire them. Figure that out because um, I would have been at least twice as far, whatever that means, if I had started getting help sooner. Because there's nowadays, the way that technology is, there are just so many different ways that you can get people to assist you in things, from helping you with your posting on your social media or with the editing of your videos or with
Yeah.
the outreach. If you have a service, I realized that some of my friends, when I would talk to them, they'd say, "Oh yeah, I have someone who's reaching out for me every day on LinkedIn." And I went, "Oh really? Like you're not doing
Mm.
that?" Like, oh, you gotta. So there are many books that have influenced me in this journey, and I believe one is called "Who, Not How." Instead of
Mm.
trying to figure out how to do it, figure a relationship with a who that can do it, right? Whether you
Yeah.
find them on Fiverr or Upwork, or if you're in a group on Facebook and you find someone that does what you need and you can barter, whatever that is, figure that out. Because once you
Yeah.
start networking with people and allowing them to do what they're brilliant at and you do what you're brilliant at, then things will grow.
Yes, we don't have to do it all, do we? And it's so wonderful then you can do it in partnership with other humans because it can be very lonely as well, can't it? Just being
Yes.
a one person operation. So that's great advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to say as well, I really hope that your recovery is going well for long COVID. I know after having COVID twice really quite badly myself and having some symptoms, just how debilitating that can be. So yeah, just much love and strength and healing to you in fully recovering. How's it all going with that? Is it that well you seem able to still do wonderful things in the world, so that's great. But I hope you
Thank
feel
you.
well.
So one of the challenges is there are simple things. I'll give you an example. Like so, figuring out how to go to a website and apply for things for health insurance, um, and or doing your tax returns with software. There's some things that they seem kind of straightforward, but your level, how quickly you get frustrated or you get confused, is a little different than before, and you just
Yeah,
have to
right.
make adjustments for that. That's
Yeah.
what I've found.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I guess it's accepting your humanness more as well. Like, oh,
Mm,
okay, bless me, I can't do this at the same rate as I used to. That's okay. That's just how it is.
mm,
That's what I found when I was having my bouts a bit.
mm.
So, wow, it's so great to meet you, David. It's so great to have you here. Thank you for
Thank you.
coming, and thanks again to Busy for introducing you. And you're very welcome to come back again and be part of the Daily Antidote whenever you'd like again.
Thank
And we're coming to the end of our time, so we've got definitely time to sing that beautiful song and however many rounds you want to go round.
you. Okay.
So yeah, just if there's anything else you'd like to say before finishing, please do.
Oh,
Otherwise, um,
yeah. Well, of course, thank you for this opportunity to share. I'm actually I'm happy I'm actually getting back out and singing again for events. So if you have an event at your church or a community event and you're in need of someone who sings songs like this, please remember me. You can reach out to me on any of my social media channels. And also, of course, I'm happy to help people who are trying to figure out how to use social media to connect with people that they want to serve.
great.
That's it.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me and before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. No more moaning, no more moaning, no more moaning over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. They'll be singing, they'll be singing, they'll be singing over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
Oh, so glorious. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Can we send some love through the screen to David and the wonderful music and song and voice he's brought to us today? Yeah, thank you so much, David. We're
You're
going to
very
wave
welcome.
you. Yeah, lovely to meet you. And we're going to wave you out of the room now so you can continue doing whatever you need to do with your day. So let's wave goodbye to David and we hope to see you again. Lots of love.
Okay, thank you.
Wonderful. Oh, that's really, really, really touched my heart. I feel very mellow and gorgeous. I hope you do too. So this is the end of our New Year, New Friends Week. And next week, we're going into, which is tomorrow, we're going to go into Racial Justice Week. And I'm really excited to host Melanie Demore, who is of the Black Lives Matter Commissioning Project. So I really can't wait to connect with her again. So that will be absolutely wonderful for me. So I look forward to seeing you all then. And let's say goodbye for today. So goodbye and thank you to Erin in Vermont, VA, Virginia. Aha. Delhi and Anne in Knoxville and Susan G in Cincinnati, Martha Wagner, Arlene in Berkeley, California. Have a wonderful day, whatever you're doing. Sheila in North Florida and Cricket and Ellen and Bonnie in Denver and Anne in Nashville and Bob and Luda and Mark and Ruth in Birmingham, UK and Carolyn in the snow, keep warm in Boise and Linda in August Island and Kathleen in Albuquerque and Jim Harkless. Have a wonderful day. Sue Miller in Seattle, Chuck Hakeem in Detroit, Kevin Ennis and Anne in Silver Spring, Annette in California. Lovely to have you with us. Blessings on your day. Deborah in Kentucky, Nancy in Washington State, Fred in Silver Spring, Storm in Massachusetts, David and Elsie, welcome. And I love your puppet there. Busy Graham, thanks again so much for all of these wonderful guests. Have a great day. Aloysius in Massachusetts, Kate Galloway in Charlottesville, Kathy S. in upstate New York, blessings on you and your wonderful day, whatever you do. Bob Lee and Bear in Massachusetts, Laris in the UK, Clive in Birmingham, UK, Julie in Ontario, Canada, Jane G in Maryland, and Louise in Devon, UK. Very curious where you are, Louise. I'm going to have to ask at some point. So I'm also a Devon resident, but fast to leave me. Kelly Tops of Vermont, have a wonderful day. Jane in Texas, Gary Pausner, and Elizabeth in California, Renata in Wisconsin, LMG in Connecticut, Sandy in North Carolina, Kat Cox and Cliff in Vermont. Lots of love to all of you. Louise, you're in Sidmouth. Wonderful. Nice to know. Big love to all of you, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Mwah. Bye for now.